Hi everyone, and welcome to this week's instalment of my memories videos. You may have noticed that my daily Westlife uploads have stopped, as unfortunately I have uploaded all of their appearances from my tapes now. If anyone watching has a VHS collection from the early years that you would be willing to donate to me to be digitised, I'd really appreciate it. You can contact me on Twitter or Instagram at Clare. So this week begins with a quick key and crave at the hotel. And I take back what I said the other week. I think this one is my favourite ever photo with him. Unfortunately, a few weeks later, when I asked him to sign it, he had a few difficulties with my Scottish accent and thought my name was Clare. How I laughed when I discovered that's what he'd put, bless him. Must have thought what an odd name. The following week was another JAY gig. Again it was brilliant, but unfortunately still no photos. I promise I have some for the next ones. Then a week after that, the lads were doing Motown Mania. We didn't have tickets, but we weren't going to let a little thing like that stop us. It was to be filmed at Fountain Studios in Wembley, so I stood at the tube station begging people for spare tickets, and my friends waited a little further down the road. It was close to the time the doors were opening, so I was beginning to lose hope when a lady said yes, she did have spares, and then I said it's actually 3 I need, and she actually had enough. So we ran to get in the queue and were basically the last people let into the studio, which meant our seats weren't the best, but we were just glad to be there. I think it was after Westlife performed My Girl, which isn't on YouTube, that one of the staff came up to us and said, "Looks like your view is a bit restricted from there, come with me." And next thing we knew we were in the 3rd row. It was great. We saw A1, Steps, S Club 7 and loads more. Then near the end, Westlife came back on to do What Becomes of the Broken Hearted, and we got a wave from Shane. Then the big finale with all the acts was lots of fun. The next day there was a free concert featuring Five and Westlife at the Skyscape, which was attached to the Millennium Dome. Unfortunately, it ended up costing us £20 to get near the front, as you had to pay the entrance fee to queue. We didn't quite make front row, as the fans of Five in front of us let us down on our agreement that they would swap when Westlife came on. Moral of the story, never trust a Five fan. My photos aren't the best, and you'll notice there aren't many of Mark, as I seem to be at the wrong side of the stage for him. My memories of this gig are so bad that I didn't even remember Point Break and Louise also performed, so it's fortunate that I found another fan's very detailed account in the Yahoo Group's archive. I am really shocked that I didn't remember any of this, and it's a real shame camera phones didn't exist in those days. They sang all of the usual songs, If I Let You Go, Swear It Again, Flying Without Wings, and Keane talked about how they have achieved 6 consecutive number ones and asked had anyone heard My Love's first play on the radio that morning. After the first 3 songs, Shane introduced a song that is very special for them, as it gave them their 5th number 1, Fool Again. They all took their positions and then No started playing. The lads all started wetting themselves laughing as they quickly changed their dance steps. Then they announced this time that they were going to do Fool Again, and they stood and waited and waited. Then they all started laughing. There was in total about a 5-minute gap where they'd no music at all. During this gap, Brian took the lead in entertaining us all, while Shane went off stage to see what the problem was. Brian asked us, "Do you all know Open Your Heart?" To which only about 50 people seemed to reply yes. So he said, "Oh, okay, we won't do that one then." "Do you all know My Love, the new single?" We all screamed, and he went, "Because we're not doing that one either." Then Brian introduced the Westlife River Dance. Nicky was hiding at the back of them going, "No, no," and the lads were pushing him forward. Shane still kept disappearing on and off the stage. So Brian was doing a beatbox type of thing and sounded really good. Then Nicky joined in. Then we got about a 1-minute burst of river dancing led by Brian. Nicky kind of shuffled in the background, and Mark and Kane just stood there laughing, while Shane ran on and off stage looking stressed. Then Brian went, "Don't know about you lads, but I see some lovely looking girls down there at the front. I think I'll go and get me some phone numbers. Come on lads." Then, when they were just about to sing Fool Again a cappella, Shane came back. "Right lads, sorted." He apologised to the crowd that they couldn't do Fool Again, and that they were going to do an encore of If I Let You Go. Which is handy, as I'm linking that performance above. I'll set you a challenge to spot me. It's the only bit I've found on YouTube. The whole thing was filmed for Japanese TV, so if any Japanese fans are watching, I'd love to see the rest. That's all for today, but next week's video will feature me getting a full set of photos with all 5 members of the band, so make sure you subscribe as you won't want to miss that. Bye for now.